The national average dealership absorption rate is 63.9%. A healthy store runs 100. I'm Cory, founder of Auto Advisor, and I'm going to show you 6 specific levers that close that gap, and none of them require hiring another person. Every franchise GM already knows this number by heart, and most know it isn't where it should be. It's fixed ops absorption, the share of your whole store's overhead that service and parts cover on their own. I want to show you the 6 specific leaks behind that number, and none of them require hiring a single new person. Let's start with where the number actually stands today, not the round figure everyone repeats. The national average dealership absorption rate was 63.9% as of August last year, up from 61% the year before. Progress, but still a long way from healthy. A healthy dealership target is 100% or higher, where service and parts profit alone covers the entire store's overhead. At that point, every vehicle you sell is closer to pure incremental profit. That gap between 64 and 100 isn't abstract. It's the sum of 6 ordinary leaks that show up in almost every service drive, and I'm going to walk through each one. Lever 1 is the fastest to pull because the demand already exists. It's just arriving when nobody's at the desk. Up to 21% of automotive service calls go unanswered, dropped, or mishandled, and the average service department misses 20 to 30% of its inbound calls outright. Every one of those is a repair order that either goes to voicemail and gets forgotten, or goes straight to the shop down the street that happened to pick up. Auto Advisor's front desk agent answers those calls in a natural voice, checks real bay and technician availability, and books the appointment, or hands the caller to a person. Booking and escalating are its only 2 moves. It runs the same after 6 p.m. and on Sundays as it does at 9 on a Tuesday, which is exactly when a franchise service drive is least staffed and most likely to lose the call. Lever 2 moves the average repair order without adding a single car, and the number behind it surprised me the first time I saw it. Repair orders that carry a digitally documented estimate, photos, or video backing up the finding run about 50% higher in value than ones approved on a phone call with nothing attached. A documented estimate isn't just more persuasive, it's evidence of exactly what the shop found and why the work matters. And that clarity is what gets the bigger ticket approved instead of talked down. Auto Advisor's Service Advisor agent scans open repair orders and recent confirmed diagnoses, prices every line against your shop's real labor rate and parts cost, and blocks any draft that misses your gross profit floors before it's ever queued. It never sends anything to a customer. It queues a ready-to-present draft, and your advisor still does the actual explaining and the actual asking. Lever 3 is money your service drive already sold once. A customer said yes to the diagnosis, then no to the timing or the price, and most shops have no system for chasing that work back before a competitor gets it, or the part fails outright. And retention on that kind of work has gotten measurably worse. A late 2025 study of nearly 2,000 owners found near new vehicle service retention fell to 54%, down from 72%, with 45% reporting real dissatisfaction. The typical repair order at a general shop runs $500 to $749, so every declined job you actually recover is close to a full incremental RO, not a rounding error. Auto Advisor's retention agent drafts that chase while the RO is still under 60 days old, with the dollar figure summed straight from the stored declined prices, never invented by the AI. It redrafts at most once every 2 weeks, so it never turns into spam. Lever 4 runs on a longer clock, but it compounds. A customer who hasn't been back in 150 days or more isn't necessarily gone. They may just not have been asked, and the economics of asking are bigger than most owners expect. A 5-point improvement in customer retention can lift a service department's profit by roughly 25 to 95% over time, because a returning customer costs far less to serve than replacing them with a new one. The same retention agent drafts a maintenance nudge for customers past 150 days, capped at one a month, so it never reads as nagging, plus a check-in and review request after every closed repair order. Levers 1 through 4 are about catching demand you're already generating. Lever 5 is about not wasting the capacity you already have once that demand shows up. An open bay with no tech assigned, or a tech sitting idle while an unassigned repair order waits on the board, is lost absorption, even when the phone never stopped ringing. AutoAdvisor's dispatch agent plans assignments for unassigned repair orders, lowest current load first, and tracks bay utilization and technician efficiency from your actual booked bay hours against an 85% utilization target. It only fills empty assignments. It never reshuffles work a human already placed on the board. And when open RO load runs past about 2 jobs per bay for the day, it flags a promise time risk before your team makes a commitment the schedule can't keep. Lever 6 isn't a leak by itself. It's what keeps the other 5 honest. A store that only sees its absorption rate on a monthly financial statement is finding out about a problem 4 to 6 weeks after it started. AutoAdvisor's Insights agent runs every night, computes your trailing 30-day numbers, average repair order, technician efficiency, bay utilization, after-hours bookings, car count, and renders a plain language read. No AI model touches the actual math. A GM who sees this morning's number can fix this week's problem. A GM who sees last month's number is explaining it to ownership after the fact. Now, the question worth asking directly: does any of this mean cutting staff, or just piling more pressure on the advisors you already have? No, every lever above is aimed at work that's currently falling through the cracks: a missed call, an undocumented estimate, a declined job nobody chased, not at squeezing more out of the people already on the floor. A service advisor with a ready, margin-checked estimate draft in front of them is doing their existing job faster, not doing a new job on top of it. The number moves because less demand leaks out, not because anyone pushed harder. One last thing: why it's built the way it is. AutoAdvisor was built by Cory Salisbury, with engineering experience at Tesla, SpaceX, and Rivian, places where an autonomous system has to show its work and a human always stays in command of anything that touches a customer or a dollar figure. The lesson that stuck with me is simple. You don't rip out the system that works. You put a smarter, safer layer on top of it. That's the whole design behind all 6 of these levers. If you want to see where your own store's leak actually is, there's a live demo. No login, nothing to install, at autoadvisorpartners.com/demo. Or run a service drive audit and we'll measure your specific. That's life after the system. The busy work handled, and your team free to do the work only people can do. See it on your shop floor at AutoAdvisor Partners.